From the frozen hangars of Siberia to the jagged peaks of the Hindu Kush, Russian aviation isn't just about flight, it's about survival, raw power, and engineering that thrives where everything else breaks. This is a journey through every major airframe to ever roll off a Russian assembly line, the hardware that defined the Eastern Bloc and continues to haunt the dreams of NATO planners today. We're kicking this off with the imperial era where it all began, the Sikorsky Ruski Vityaz. Before he moved to America, Igor Sikorsky built the world's first four-engine aircraft right in Petrograd. It was a giant of its time, proving that heavy lifting wasn't just a fantasy. Then came the Ilyushin. This was the world's first dedicated heavy bomber. In World War I, it was essentially a flying hotel with a glass floor, a private cabin, and enough firepower to make the Kaiser's pilots think twice about engaging. The Grigorevich M5 and M9. These were the flying boats of the Tsar, built for the unforgiving Baltic and Black Seas. They were rugged, wooden-hulled scouts that laid the groundwork for Russia's obsession with naval aviation. The Lebedev 12th, a meat-and-potatoes reconnaissance bird. It wasn't fancy, but it was the workhorse of the early Imperial Air Force, showing the Russian knack for building planes that could operate out of a muddy field with minimal maintenance. We start with the Mikoyan-Gurevich legends, better known as the MiG. The MiG-3, a high-altitude interceptor that was a handful to fly, but lethal in the right hands. It was the Stradivarius of the early war, delicate, fast, and built to hunt bombers. The MiG-15, the Korean surprise. When this swept-wing jet appeared over the Yalu River, it shocked the West. It was simple, rugged, and packed a massive 37mm cannon that could rip an F-86 Sabre in half. The MiG-21 fishbed, the AK-47 of the sky, with over 10,000 built. It's the most produced supersonic jet in history. It's small, fast, and cheap. Whether you're in North Vietnam or the Middle East, the MiG-21 is the blue-collar fighter that refuses to quit. The MiG-25 Foxbat, a stainless steel sledgehammer, built for one thing, intercepting the American SR-71. It was essentially two massive engines with a pilot strapped to the front, capable of hitting Mach 3.2. It didn't turn well, but when you're moving that fast, you don't have to. The MiG-29 Fulcrum, Russia's answer to the F-16. It brought world-class agility and the legendary Cobra maneuver to the front line. With its helmet-mounted sight, it was a nightmare in a visual dogfight. The MiG-31 Foxhound, the refined successor to the Foxbat. It's a high-speed, long-range interceptor that acts as a mini AWACS, patrolling the vast Russian borders with a radar so powerful it can track targets from hundreds of miles away. Now, let's talk about the heavy hitters from Sukhoi. The Su-2, a rugged light bomber from the early days of World War II. It was the unlucky bird that took the brunt of the initial German invasion, proving its toughness even when the odds were stacked against it. The Su-7 and Su-17 fitter. These were the ground pounders of the Cold War. The Su-17 introduced variable sweep wings, now allowing it to haul heavy loads off short runways and then go supersonic to evade interceptors. The Su-24 Fencer, a side-by-side tactical bomber designed for low-level, high-speed penetration. Think of it as the Russian equivalent to the F-111, a sophisticated truck for precision munitions. The Su-25 Frogfoot, the Shturmovik of the modern age. This is a flying tank wrapped in a titanium bathtub to protect the pilot from ground fire. It's ugly, it's loud, and it's the best friend a grunt on the ground can have during a close air support mission. The Su-27 Flanker. This is arguably the most beautiful and deadly fighter ever made. It's the king of maneuverability. Every modern Russian fighter, from the Su-30 to the Su-35, is a descendant of this masterpiece. The Su-34 Fullback, a heavy-hitting fighter bomber with a unique side-by-side cockpit. It's built for long-range strikes and even features a small galley and a toilet for the crew. It's the ultimate comfort bomber for long-duration missions over hostile territory. Switching gears to the Tupolev bombers, the long-range arm of the Kremlin, the Tu-95 Bear. You know the sound before you see the plane? Its four massive turboprops with contra-rotating propellers make it one of the loudest aircraft on Earth. It's been buzzing NATO carrier groups for 70 years and shows no signs of retiring. The Tu-22M Backfire, a supersonic swing-wing nightmare for the U.S. Navy, designed to launch massive anti-ship missiles at carrier strike groups. years, it remains a potent strategic threat today. The Tu-160 Blackjack, the White Swan. It's the largest and heaviest supersonic aircraft ever flown. It's a variable sweep wing beast that can carry a massive payload of cruise missiles at twice the speed of sound. Can't forget the Ilyushin workhorses. The Il-2 Sturmovik, the Black Death. More than 36,000 were built during World War II. It's the most produced military aircraft in history for a reason. It was the hammer that broke the back of the Wehrmacht on the Eastern Front. The Il-76 Candid, the backbone of Russian strategic airlift. This four-engine jet can land on dirt strips in the middle of nowhere, drop a load of paratroopers or tanks, and take off again without breaking a sweat. The Il-78 Midas, the gas station in the sky. This is the dedicated aerial refueler that keeps the Russian bomber fleet airborne and ready to strike. Next up, the Yakovlev family, the Yak-3 and Yak-9. These were the nimble, lightweight fighters that dominated the low-altitude dogfights of World War II. French pilots of the Normandy Niemen Regiment chose the Yak-3 over any Western fighter because of its incredible power-to-weight ratio. The Yak-38 Forger, the Soviet attempt at a VTOL carrier fighter. While it had its quirks, it paved the way for vertical takeoff technology in the East. The Yak-130 MIT, a modern advanced trainer in light attack aircraft. It's digital, agile, and can mimic the flight characteristics of almost any fourth or fifth generation fighter. Let's look at the Polikarpov and Lavochkin legends. The Polikarpov or Deer 16, known as Ishak or Little Donkey. It was the world's first cantilever monoplane with retractable landing gear to enter service. In the Spanish Civil War, it was a revolution. The Po-2 Kukuruznik, a simple biplane used by the Night Witches, female pilots who harassed German lines at night. It was so slow and quiet that German radars couldn't pick it up, and modern jets would stall trying to intercept it. The La-5 and La-7. These radial engine beasts were the brawlers of the sky. They were fast, heavily armed, and built to take a beating and keep on flying. Now, let's talk about the rotorcraft, the vertical masters. The Mil-Me 8/Me-17, the most produced helicopter in the world. It's the Huey of the East, used for everything from troop transport to gunship roles. If there's a conflict anywhere in the world, you'll find an Mi-8 there. The Mi-24 Hind, the Devil's Chariot, half gunship, half troop transport, and 100% terrifying. Its silhouette is iconic, and its firepower is devastating. It's a flying tank that has seen combat in nearly every corner of the globe. The Mi-26 Halo, the heavy lift king. This thing is so big it can carry a C-130 Hercules inside it, or at least lift one off the ground. It's the largest production helicopter ever made. The Mi-28 Havoc, Russia's dedicated tandem seat attack helicopter. It's built to hunt tanks in any weather, day or night, with a 30mm cannon and a face only a mother could love. The Kamov Ka-52 Alligator, a unique coaxial rotor attack helicopter. Because it has no tail rotor, it's incredibly agile and can fly in high wind conditions that would ground other birds. It also features the world's only helicopter ejection seat. Moving into the modern Russian Federation and the future, the Su-57 Felon, Russia's first fifth-generation stealth fighter. It's designed for extreme maneuverability and stealth, aiming to challenge the dominance of the F-22 and F-35. The Sukhoi Superjet 100, a pushback into the civil aviation market. It's a regional jet designed to compete with Embraer and Bombardier, showing that Russia can still build for the commercial world. The MC-21, the new flagship of Russian civil aviation. With composite wings and modern engines, it's Russia's high-tech answer to the Boeing 737 and Airbus A320. Finally, the specialized and experimental gear, the Beriev B-200, a jet-powered amphibious water bomber. It can scoop 12 tons of water off the surface of a lake in seconds to fight massive forest fires. The Su-47 Berkut, the Golden Eagle. With its forward-swept wings, it looks like it belongs in a sci-fi movie. It was an experimental testbed that pushed the limits of what an airframe could handle. The Buran, the Soviet space shuttle. While it only flew once, it was a masterpiece of automated flight, landing itself perfectly without a pilot on board. The Bartini VVA-14, a bizarre vertical takeoff amphibious aircraft. designed to hunt Polaris submarines. It looks like a spaceship and proves that Russian engineers aren't afraid to get weird. From the wooden biplanes of the 1900s to the stealth jets of today, Russian aviation has always been about one thing: overcoming the impossible through sheer mechanical will. Whether it's a MiG screaming across the sky or a Mil helicopter hovering over a battlefield, this is the hardware that has shaped the history of the world